The National Games, greatest theatre in every sense, and hoping to star in it is a man who Millwall wanted in the summer, but he's turning out for Barnsley today, Alfie Mawson.
Well, he's had a very classy and composed season at centre-half for Barnsley. We talk a lot about the attack, what he brings. He anchors his team in the back four. Big physical presence back there, chips in with the odd goal too. And the centre-forward that you'd want to test that class and composure, Steve Morrison. The physical and prolific presence he is up front for Millwall alongside Lee Gregory, really going to test Mawson today.
Extraordinarily, has won 3 Wembley finals in his career already. One with Millwall, 2 with Stevenage. He has the touch. Mr. Millwall, Neil Harris, hoping to do what he did as a player, as a manager. Indeed, it is a unique niche in playoff history that will be carved by either manager today to win promotion through the playoffs for their respective club as a player and then come back and do it again as a manager. Paul Heckingbottom did it with Barnsley in Cardiff 10 years ago in what was that rare thing, effectively an away playoff final, playing against Swansea City in South Wales. Stuart Atwell casting his alert eye over proceedings. And there is Paul Heckingbottom. Came up twice as a player through the playoffs, both of those in Cardiff. Barnsley in his blood. And while he is still caretaker manager officially, well, it will be made permanent without question in the coming days. Well, 2016 has seen these two produce quite outstanding form. No one has picked up more League One points than Barnsley since New Year's Day. Only Barnsley have collected more than Millwall. But now the history is just that. And it is Millwall roared on in their own unique fashion by the massed ranks to our left. Here's Shane Ferguson, who can hope to cap a great week, having been called up to the European Championships by Northern Ireland with promotion here, felled by Josh Scowen.
See what Josh Scowen exactly what he wants to do, put down a marker, but make a nice clean early tackle. He's put a little bit of pressure on Barnsley in his opening seconds.
Set pieces, very much a strong suit. It's Chris Taylor over this one. Floated in there. Oh, and the heads go up. And head in hands for the Barnsley boy in the Millwall ranks, Mark Beevers.
Quite rightly frustrated, Mark Beevers, because it's a wonderful ball in by Chris Taylor. Sees it all the way onto his head, Mark Beevers. It's a wonderful leap. He's already a big fella, but he's got the beating of his markers there.
Well, he is certainly in a strange old position today, facing the club he loved as a boy. Indeed, he went for trials twice there. Once he was told to expect a letter, it never came. Well, here's an opportunity for Fletcher, which he's taken superbly, with real coolness, and it is the ideal start for Barnsley. He scored in the Johnstone's Paint Trophy final. Now he has scored in the playoff final. What a Wembley double for him.
No caginess today, Dan. It's a wonderful finish from Ashley Fletcher. Look, they've been pulled out of position here, the Millwall back four. It allows Fletcher the time and space, but once he's there, it's not the cleanest strike, but it's accurate. He hits the target, he makes the goalkeeper work, who can't get anywhere near it. Wonderful early finish, wonderful early impression by the young fella. Once he's in that box, there's no catch to him. Fantastic start for Barnsley.
Well, he watched his parent club here win silverware last weekend, Manchester United. He's after a bit more. And it's a bit of a role reversal in a way, because it was Barnsley who trailed here against Oxford last month in the Johnstone's Paint Trophy final. And inside 90 seconds, the Yorkshiremen have the advantage.
quite some sound when the fans erupt in this stadium. What a tremendous way to get off the mark by Ashley Fletcher. We talked about caginess in a big final. I kind of thought perhaps the League One might not be that way, and he's shown that in the very early minutes of this game, Barnsley.
Here's Brownhill. Getting it back from Conor Horahan. Now Lloyd Isgrove, who was in many ways the man of the semi-final for them. What a shock to the Millwall system that was. I suppose our eyes are cast back to Bradford when they came back from an early setback there. They need to get their heads together. Martin only finding the feet of Brownhill. Horan. Hamill. Oh, they're carving their way through again, Hamill. And he's got the talent to put that kind of half chance away.
He's come all the way over on Hamill from the left-hand side, driving into the box. Look at the genesis of the Barnsley goal. It's the fact that there was a late change. Tony Craig has come into the team. Is the communication there? He's gone so ahead of his centre-half partner, Mark Beavers. It means that Carlos Edwards has to come across. It creates gaps. Fair play to Ashley Fletcher. Once he's in that position, he has to finish.
Here are Millwall looking for an answer with Taylor. Swept up by Lloyd Isgrove. Jeremy Martin calling plenty of advice about playing at Wembley from his dad Alvin, who's stepped out here 10 times for club and country. Thompson, robbed by Fletcher. Confidence coursing through his veins. Thompson is so combative and competitive in that midfield area. In one of the finds of the season. Ferguson. Josh Brownhill. The flag will go up against Fletcher.
There's a bit more communication here from the Millwall back forward. There's only inches in it. As we've seen Byron Webster and Mark Beavers playing together to handle someone like Ashley Fletcher and Sam Winnell up front. Tony Craig's come into the team very last minute. Club captain knows the geography of the position. It's just the communication. It's been up to date with the rapport with your fellow professional.
Well, here's Gregory feeding off Morrison, such a familiar sight, but Williams in the way. Thompson. Now Conor Horahan. Hamill. Carlos Edwards coming in because young Marlon Romeo suspended with his last 3 games. It's over Isgrove. A better start than he could possibly have expected for Paul Heckingbottom.
It's a wonderful start, and what it allows his team to be able to do, what bought his team is time to settle into the game, have that little foothold of the 1-0 ahead, so you can get calm and collected and get your foot on the ball like Conor Horan and Josh Brownhill.
Here's Taylor. Here's Conor Horan at the back. Prospect of walking up those steps again. A very real one. Edwards to hurl it in there towards Morrison. Mawson was on the end of it. One of the key battles of the game, but here is Isgrove now for Barnsley. Oh, dancing inside. Picked in by Horan. Hamel again, will always want to come inside onto his right foot.
It's the goal that has brought them the ability to be able to maximise their position on the ball, the possession that they've got, really exerting some early influence in this game, the Barnsley side.
Going to go long again. Again, they're going to target Morrison. And again, Mawson gets his head on it. Stop Morrison and Gregory. As hard as that is, and you go a long way to stopping Millwall. Stopping them is the problem, though. Morrison trying to make progress. Foot in there from Craig.
What we've seen with these players, Steve Morrison, Lee Gregory, against centre-halves, we saw in the semi-final against Bradford, not a moment's peace at all. We're not talking about running long, we're talking about doing everything. The physical side of it, putting your shoulder and showing the centre-half that he's not going to have an easy run of the game.
Fletcher jousting for it with Jimmy Abdu. Jimmy Abdu entering the Millwall record books today, turning out for them at Wembley for the 4th time today. 2 playoff finals before this and an FA Cup semi-final. Towards Beavers. Reaches Ferguson. Joe Martin certainly made that his. Thompson. Well, that could be useful. Important intervention there by Williams. Barnsley free kick.
It's a very telling piece of defending. You see the quick darting run that alerts Thompson to the ball over the top of the back post by Gregory. Wonderful positioning, though. George Williams exactly in the right position.
Ben Thompson, Young Player of the Year for Millwall, and an award richly deserved. He wasn't far away from the main award either. Fletcher trying to find something on the turn. Oh, just had enough legs on it, that from Tony Craig.
We did feel the collective intake of breath to the left-hand side of this stadium just then. Certainly got Jordan Archer on his toes, coming out to clean up Ashley Fletcher.
Thompson again, now Morrison. Put in there by Abdu. Fletcher. Played by Williams. Well, we've talked about Barnsley's rise. It has been quite huge progress since just before Christmas, when Neil Harris had to publicly air his concerns and criticisms and lay down a challenge to his players after a desperate home defeat against Gillingham. And they've certainly risen to that challenge.
The great thing you get with both of these managers is that refreshing honesty of, they'll tell it exactly like it is, they'll tell the players what's needed as and when it's needed.
Oh, Gregory foraging. It was more up than away by Williams.
This is Millwall playing to the strengths. It's not just a ball pumped forward, it's a diagonal. It draws out the Barnsley centre-halves. It allows Morrison to get on a diagonal to be able to flick onto a third-man run.
Well, no flag here. Can Fletcher finish it off again? The angle very much against him, and Winnall eventually arrived.
Definite questions being asked. And more so by Jordan Archer. Again, the timing of it to me looks like he's bang on the line there. Again, does it go down to the communication? Who's calling the shots in the Millwall back four? Is it Tony Craig? Is it Mark Beavers? Who's holding that line? Jordan Archer needs to know.
Taking the low road here. Oh! And Winnall's shot was blocked. Isgrove foraging. And it's Steve Morrison who got it away. Brownhill back in there. Roberts going after it. Well, Conor Horan certainly trying something different there, and didn't it almost pay off?
Doing absolutely right here, Jordan Archer, just slowing down the tempo a little bit, allowing the rest of his team to get a bit of a breath. We're starting to get a bit more of a foothold in the game, but allowing Barnsley in with decision-making offside and appealing when players are offside. You've got to regroup, got to get back together.
And here they come again, Barnsley. Brownhill wanting an option. Martin able to tidy up there, but here is Scowen. He's not had a lot of sleep lately. The new dad.
Let's get used to that.
Actually travelled down separately to the rest of the squad. He is a London lad. Earlier in the week to take care of the family business. Here is Craig. Martin. Beavers again. It's that left foot through it. Morrison making his presence felt, but Mawson won it. Taylor. Thompson. Gregory hoping to get free. And Davis able to get there.
In such a short space here, he's still trying to play on the shoulder lead, Gregory. Yeah, it just goes in behind Mawson there. He knows exactly where he wants to go. Roberts is there as well. Decisive goalkeeping though of Adam Davis to come out, clean it up.
A young man who seems to grow and grow every time you see him play, Adam Davis, in the Barnsley goal. Taylor. Now Ferguson. Lloyd Isgrove, never short of the industry, to go with the inspiration he can also provide down that right flank. Here's Ferguson. Now Martin. Morrison's at the back. There he is. And Scowen finally away. Morrison. Oh, Ferguson might find a way through here. And the door shut by Josh Brownhill. Morrison, again the recipient. Martin. Morrison. Abdu on his heels. Conor Horan on alert. Martin, who showed great character in the first leg of the semi-final, playing through illness, scored a beauty of a free kick as well, which made a big difference, the goal that gave them breathing space at Valley Parade. Here's Abdu. Ferguson, now Morrison again. On to Ferguson once more.
We did make a bit about the personnel changes just before the game. In any team, we talk about the partnerships, whether it's two centre-halves, Mark Beevers and Byron Webster played a lot together. Tony Craig not so much in recent months. Just looking to play offside when Ashley Fletcher's timed his run to perfection. Something they've got to sort out. There's maybe something as simple as a shout, as knowing when to go, as when to play it. Their goalkeeper, Jordan Archer, really gets them out of jail, though. Fantastic save.
Horan buzzing around and finding Hamill. And inside he comes. That's what he wants to do! Oh, that is wonderful! He just loves this place! Another stunning goal from Adam Hamill of Barnsley. And it is a long, long way back for Millwall now.
Well, we gave the big play for Barnsley, the big build-up. We're looking at him to deliver, to produce. Paul Heckingbottom's just behind him, they're right behind. And my word, has he produced. What an absolute outstanding finish this is. He knows exactly where he wants to put it. This is a player at the top of his game, enjoying his football, enjoying his life. Look at that. Perfection.
Well, I have to say, for me, it trumps Mo Diame at the same end of Wembley. Well, he can produce moments like that. He hasn't shown it often enough in his career. But the elder statesman of this Barnsley side, at 28, by the way, has produced a moment to treasure again.
That's the operative word there, Dan. Again, this is a player that Barnsley have grown to rely on, to produce in the biggest stages, on the biggest games. That little bit of difference that gets you ahead. My word, what a difference he's made.
Oh, and Morrison in there. Some work for Davies to do. Not the severest of tests, but that just shows you can't switch off.
At all, it's still that physical presence. Nobody really gambling. Gregory's not really running off the flick on.
Well, now this is a task. This really is a task. A venue that has brought Millwall more pain than joy down the years in whatever guise. To produce something spectacular along the lines of Gillingham all those years ago and Rotherham more recently, coming back from 2 down to triumph at Wembley. Well, he's attributed a lot of his recent success both to his young daughter and his life coach, who has got a real handle on him and got his head sorted, which is, let's be honest, has always been the problem. It's had nothing to do with his ability.
It's the problem with any footballer, or what a footballer needs to mastermind, is the way he approaches the mental side of the game. Simon Grayson alluded to it before the match. He's been a manager that's worked with him, knows the ability that he's got. And what Paul Heckingbottom's got out of him and the various staff members that have been working with Adam Hamill is absolutely fantastic.
Conor Horan, tremendous challenge that from the Barnsley skipper. And they are buzzing, looking for Risgrove. Well, Joe Martin certainly made that his. Challenge from Joe Martin, but more pressure coming Millwall's way. Roberts to hurl it in there with real menace. was Alfie Mawson who got on the end of it, but that's another string to Barnsley's bow.
Sometimes we can look at goals and see from a defensive point of view where could have been done better, who could have got closer. Sometimes you've just got to stand back and applaud. Adam Hamill could have not put that more in the top corner again if he tried. It's just a wonderful goal. Just after an electric start, they've really turned the screw. Mixture of possession, of pressing, of getting the ball back, but the real quality once they have got the ball.
Hamill, he's just hungry for the ball at every opportunity. And in it goes, Winnall's coming in. Beavers was there. But Williams has robbed it. Isgrove coming in. Isgrove once more. Scowen. Jimmy Abdu in the way. And Roberts well forward. And the Barnsley fans will not tire of seeing this again and again.
Just as defenders showing him in onside on his right-hand side, comes in from the left so far in field. As you say, Dan, forgive us the indulgence, but this is quite simply breathtaking.
And Millwall catching their breath, mustering another raid, and Morrison is rising. Already cutting a slightly frustrated figure. And they started the day in great voice, the Millwall supporters. The glum faces all round.
I still think Neil Harris will be looking 25 minutes in, taking the positives out of this game, of where his team can try and get some more of the initiative back, wrestle it back. We know that Steve Morrison's a big threat. Not seeing too much Lee Gregory playing up alongside him so far. The delivery of Chris Taylor, of Ferguson from the wider parts of the pitch is a real big strength of Millwall, as it has been throughout the season.
Well, Ferguson in particular, I suppose, has well, what you would call real elite quality with that left foot of his. Here's Winnall, who for once isn't hogging the spotlight today. And he had a tremendous season. Here's Gregory, up against his old teammate there in Roberts, and still trying to battle and find a way through. But a foul on Conor Hourihane.
I think the consternation here is Lee Gregory thinks he's fouled before he manages to pull back Conor Hourihane's shirt. Really good tracking back from the central midfielder, from the Barnsley captain, getting back in front of the centre forward.
Gregory played with Mark Roberts, one of his opposite numbers today, at Halifax. They had an unsuccessful playoff campaign, trying to get out of the conference.
That's what Stuart will say, and maybe are coming together. I think it's been slightly lenient there. I think they could have let play go on.
Roberts drilling that straight to Taylor's feet, who was caught there by Williams. I have a feeling we'll see the first card. There we go.
Absolutely no debate here by George Williams. Very, very late on Chris Taylor. Just look at the angle that goes into the top of Chris Taylor's shin. Very, very nasty challenge. I think he's only been helped by the fact that his foot is facing down. Any higher, unlucky to get away with anything less than a red card there, George Williams.
Any higher, we'd have been in Prutton territory. Well, he's okay. Well, we're spoiling you next season. 126 live Premier League games, more than ever before. And from the Football League, we have even more, 127 live on Sky Sports, including the incomparable drama of the playoffs. Forward by Edwards. Winnall doing the defending. Edwards having to be certain with Brownhill arriving. Pumped forward by Abdu. Nothing really beyond the routine for Davis so far.
Feeling the frustration for the Millwall fans, perhaps going forward so quickly for Steve Morrison is not quite working at the moment. Either that or the quality up to him is not really enough for him to be able to bring other players into the game. As we said, he's a big totem for them, but not really seeing too much of him as a pair in Lee Gregory and Steve Morrison at the moment.
Edwards. Thompson. All the way out here to Ferguson. Up against Scowen again. And he's able to deliver, but only into the hands of Davis. Howell. Fletcher, tireless and tigerish. Tremendous spell on loan, 9 goals. This only his 16th start as Winnall goes in. Conor Horahan. Back here to Mark Roberts. That's Mawson. Towards Lloyd Isgrove, and he's conceded a foul there on Joe Martin, but playing with a smile on his face.
I do think the smile tells its own story. That's his middle name, Lloyd Isgrove, and he's certainly giving Joe Martin a stern test on the right-hand side.
This is his 3rd visit to Wembley. He's yet to lose here. Here's an opportunity for Gregory, and maybe for Taylor, and Scowen nipped in very timely fashion. A man who you would normally expect to find in midfield, and such was his form at the start of the season that he was a definite pick. Injury troubles put paid to that. And calling him a stand-in right-back is doing him a major disservice. Feeling it. I can understand if he's generally a bit tired.
He's got to get used to it. It's just the way it goes.
Ball from Carlos Edwards. Beavers. Morrison up there again. Can Taylor get there? Alfie Mawson did. Ferguson. Idea, certainly a good one. Ferguson frustrated that he got his geometry a little wrong.
Just inklings there that Millwall are just starting to find the quality and the passing that they're going to need. There's been 2 balls in there to Steve Morrison that's allowed him to wait for the run of Chris Taylor coming inside from the wing and direct his head. It's not just a blind flick on. He's got other teammates now to actually aim for.
Martin's going to go a little longer to find Thompson. Josh Brownhill tidying up. Thompson. Ferguson. Well, Taylor was arriving and looked as though he'd got free in there. Had Roberts not got there, there might have been major problems. But Roberts did get there. Away swinging corners, Morrison making that move towards the near post. Oh, and it's Craig! And now forced in by Beavers! And it's the Barnsley boy against Barnsley who has got Millwall right back into this final. Just what they needed.
Timing of the goal is absolutely exceptional for this Millwall team. It's the attack at the near post by Steve Morrison. They keep it alive, though, Millwall. They're the first to react. It's a very, very swift turn and finish by the big centre-half, Mark Beavers. Used his body to such great effect. Rolls Mark Roberts out of the way. And it's a lifeline for Millwall from 6 yards out.
Oh, he needed that. He needed that. And if one centre-back doesn't get you, the other one will. They do carry a real goal threat, whoever plays. The former Barnsley season ticket holder. Oh, now Ferguson. Taylor's waiting in the middle. Thompson now. And still he goes. Scowen's challenge. Oh, we got a final on now.
Certainly got a bit between the teeth. They've just amped up the intensity, the pace at which they're playing.
Well, one pair of eyes is not enough for a referee in this kind of situation. The heart is pounding with Neil Harris and Dave Livermore there in the technical area. Millwall through and through. And then it goes. And that is a foul. Morrison certainly felt the pressure there from Tony Craig.
Isn't it a big physical problem when they put it in the right areas, Millwall? Can't really see it, can't go through Alfie Mawson there, Tony Craig.
Big swing and that big left foot.
We saw it in the semi-final, though, didn't we, Dan? That attack at the near post by Steve Morrison. And it's just their reaction to it, Millwall. Barnsley are slow getting off the line, slow to get out. Once it goes over your head, you've got to push up. Very, very neat turn and finish, though, by Mark Beavers.
Jimmy Abdu. Extra spring now in the Millwall step, and Ferguson. Well, he's lost out. Won't get the free kick he wants. Well, the emotions are so amplified. Shane Ferguson in particular demonstrating that. We saw that incident a little earlier. We couldn't quite find the pass for Ben Thompson. He had his head in his hands for about a minute afterwards.
It shows what it means to all the players, but as we've seen, as they've come back into the game, Millwall, you see the likes of Shane Ferguson spending more time coming in pitch, mixing his game up, using the line and getting on the ball.
Thompson's header. There's Conor Horror. Thompson again, who will not shirk any kind of challenge. Taylor's in there. Oh, I think they're going to have to find another word for it. Intensity doesn't quite sum it up at the moment. Some bumps and bruises he'll pick up today. Well, I imagine there might have been a few tears up there a little while ago.
And as I said, it's the timing of the goal. It was looking to be a game that Barnsley were really taking hold of, but gives them something to really fight on with, say, in the second half. Millwall gets them into half-time, gets Neil Harris, his team sat down to be able to discuss how they're going to go into the second half to bring parity back.
Don't mind doing it the hard way, do they? With a player down. Sam Winnall.
It's just to shake this off, Sam Winnall, not the thing that you're after on a nice Sunday afternoon.
Well, he wouldn't have expected them just to roll over. He knows that's not what Millwall are about. It's kind of in keeping with Barnsley's roller coaster of a season, I suppose.
Absolutely, but as you said that, he wouldn't have presumed that Millwall would take it lying down. Look at what they've been pushing fair. They've been pushing Barnsley back into their 18-yard box. And again, it's through possession, but it's also through quality set pieces, quality balls into the box, better delivery.
Forward by Beavers. Came off Scohen's head. Byron Webster named in the team, having struggled all week with a hamstring problem he picked up in the second leg of the semi-final against Bradford. His dreams shattered in the warm-up, but his team are finding a road back. Joe Martin down here for Millwall. Well, every duel of every nature is
Joe Martin, he's punching the ground here, which seems to suggest I didn't think he'd come together with any other Barnsley players. Frustration is seen in his reaction to it. He certainly felt something there.
The suggestion is hamstring from the bench. Well, looks like there is going to be more disruption to Neil Harris's defensive plans. Joe Martin looks as though he's set to leave us.
Something of a stern test against Lloyd is Grove, but as I said, there's no real coming together with the Barnsley players. I don't know whether it's just a pop of the calf or a jarring of the knee.
Well, the one thing that Millwall do have is plenty of flexibility in what they do here, and the sight of Aidan O'Brien coming on tells us that it looks as though Shane Ferguson is going to move back to left back. And O'Brien, who can play in one of the wide midfield positions or indeed up front, will slot in.
The ironic thing as well, Dan, wasn't it? We were talking about Byron Webster, who had to drop out with injury in the minutes before kick-off, and so unfortunate for Joe Martin. Something so innocuous looking that's ended his final.
Well, there is Aidan O'Brien, who had a wonderful first half to the season. Indeed, he started the campaign with a personal 10-goal target, and he reached that by the autumn, aim for 20. He's not been in the side often enough, really, to get that because of the form of others. 13 goals to his name, though. Does have a slight parallel, and Simon Grayson, I'm sure, will remember this. Nathan Thompson of Swindon getting injured very early on in that final last year against Preston, who had been a doubt all week. With the Brian Webster's situation coming to a head before the game had kicked off today. But Joe Martin departing with a calf strain.
Well, not just in general play, Joe Martin, but a big miss from the set pieces. He's got a sublime free kick in the first leg of the semi-final, which, if there was a similar position in today, then I'm sure every Millwall fan would have wanted it behind it.
Edwards. That's Mawson. Well, they're conspiring here, Hamill and Horahan. And that put a little tremor in the opposition, but Brownhill can hit him with the right foot. Got a stunning free kick recently at Wigan on the final day of the regular season. He has been perfecting that Ronaldo-style technique for a long time.
A bit longer needed.
Paul Heckingbottom. I think as though his team might run away with it. But reality has bitten back, if you like.
On balance of play, you look at Barnsley really dominating the opening exchanges, and fair play to Millwall for grinding themselves back into it, playing to the strengths, using the likes of Morrison and Gregory, and the delivery from Shane Ferguson. Really, really well set up there for the second half. Said about perhaps Championship fans been a little bit more cagey. This is one has been entertainingly open and well played, the both of them.
Into 3 added minutes here. Stabbed away by Roberts. Harris, not a man in the mood to hang about, acting as a temporary assistant ball boy.
Second ball, Ben. Jimmy, Fergie, come on.
Taylor, there's Brownhill. Jimmy Abdu. Scowen. Connor Horahan into Winnall. Beavers making that his. Horahan. Fletcher unable quite to keep his footing.
See the example there of a Millwall centre-half coming out and breaking up the back line. Mark Beaver's getting as close as possible to Sam Winnall. The vital changes, though. He wins the ball, forces Barnsley back, as we saw with the first goal when the line was at best all over the place, and it creates gaps behind which Barnsley have managed to exploit so far.
That was Mawson. Ferguson. Just had too much legs on it to give Gregory an opportunity. It is kind of going with the form book at the moment, as far as this fixture is concerned. Here's Winnall. Hamill shaking off the attentions of Atwell. Now trying to get the better of Carlos Edwards. Horan wants it. Wants it on the left foot. Oh, timely stoop by Beavers. Brownhill. Beavers there again. Little Barnsley revival here just before half-time.
His position's absolutely spot on here, Mark Beavers. Sam Winnall there is free in the box. No one's picked him up. Gets his bearings exactly right. Twice on the bounce.
What's the Cookman got up his sleeve here? Connor Horan. Archer coming into traffic, the whistle coming to his rescue. There's Mawson coming in, and that the final act of a fabulous first half, which Barnsley thought, I'm sure, they were going to have it all their own way. Ashley Fletcher striking in 88 seconds to give the Tykes the lead. Perfect start, perfect goal to make it 2 from Adam Hamill. His second stunner at Wembley this season, but will this one prove to be a winner? Millwall will have a lot to say about that. The boy from Barnsley in the Lions ranks, sweeping it home from a set piece with his left foot to really change the balance in the final and give Millwall real hope. At the break, it's Barnsley 2, Millwall 1. Well, we felt coming into the weekend that yesterday's would obviously be the most significant. Maybe tomorrow's would be the story of the playoff weekend, with Wimbledon and Plymouth Argyle doing battle, and this would possibly be the game of the weekend. Well, so far so good. No further changes for Millwall, no changes at half-time for Barnsley. But they do need to change the momentum of the game.
Indeed, they've really controlled that first 20-25 minutes of the first half, but full credit to Millwall for just ramping up the intensity of the way that they played, really getting the crowd behind them and just being more productive and prolific in certain areas.
But here's Fletcher making another bright start to this second period. Quite as game-affecting as in the first, not yet anyway, but an opportunity here from a set piece, and just as Millwall are very potent, Barnsley have real quality of delivery, particularly from Horahan. It's Roberts up there. Oh, it might fall Mawson's way, but the whistle has already gone for a bit of argy-bargy. Well, as we look at what went on in the middle there, the referee's attention has been drawn by Tony Craig and Sam Winnall.
Still smiles now, but there was a split second there where there was certainly a heated debate going on.
And certainly a lot of whistling.
There's a frustration there, Tony Craig and Sam Winnall not letting the ball go. It's my ball, I want to play with it.
Unless I'm Bobby Charlton, I'm going home. Here's Horahan. Aidan O'Brien. Shane Ferguson. O'Brien again. On the way there was Josh Brownhill. Ben Thompson. Well, Ben Thompson has made such an impression for Millwall this season that the names Hurlock and Wise have been uttered in terms of comparisons. Millwall midfield legends of the past.
He's certainly exalted Millwall company, but got a big part himself and Jimmy Ab doing the centre of midfield to try and wrestle the initiative back off Barnsley.
Gregory up against Mawson. That's Isgrove. Dumped to the deck. Quite a season.
I think what both managers would have been reaffirming this week leading up to the game is just been able to remind the players of the myriad of answers that they've got to the many problems and questions that these type of games throw up. Just reaffirming the basics, the fundamentals.
Well, Adam Davis can get that one fundamentally right. Ben Thompson with some good harrying, but it reaches Horahan. Brownhill. Sam Winnall. Hamill. And Winnall's arriving on the scene. Put them on alert. Tony Craig behind.
Put this up from a really deep position, Sam Winnall. Should be able to see where he's going. There's a slight switch off there by Edwards. It's just fortunate that the ball by Hamill isn't quite He's on top form as we know he has been today.
Millwall hasn't had a real opportunity to show his prowess today. Hamill. Possibly better in theory than practice, that one.
It's a shame because it is looked like in something that was very much worked on. Just a delivery from Hamill, a little chip into Fletcher. So that's the frustrating part of perhaps what Paul Heckingbottom's worked on again this week. Not only the fundamentals in the team shape, but also when it comes to set pieces, that because we know the quality that they've got.
He does manage with a light touch, though, doesn't he? Gives the players a lot of responsibility. Beavers making that his. A little personal joy, I suppose, on his goal as well for outmanoeuvring his old school pal, Mark Roberts. Two boys from Penistone Grammar facing each other on the Wembley stage.
6 degrees of Mark Beavers today, isn't it?
He's the new Kevin Bacon. Here's Horahan. It falls Winall's way, well, almost, but a very telling and timely challenge by Tony Craig ensured that he couldn't take aim. Flag up against Isgrove.
You can see all along the line here, Lloyd Isgrove. There's literally millimetres in that.
Morrison, difficult to get it under his spell, and Scone finding it difficult to get it away. Which Hamill finally does. Up to Winall. Thompson forgetting about his height disadvantage. Well, he does like to fight against the odds. Here's Brownhill. Millwall supporters finding their voices again, just as their team have found their feet really in this match again after that desperate start for Neil Harris and co.
You really feel that it's such a wonderful matchup, Neil Harris being the manager of Millwall. Everything that he's done for the club from a playing point of view, a formidable player that he was himself, and the way he led the line. Just to go into someone like the New Den and knowing that Neil Harris would be running every single channel, not giving any defenders a minute's peace. Great example to be set for a player and how you approach him mentally playing for a team such as Millwall.
Horahan seeing that away. Well, I claim no marks for originality for calling him Mr. Millwall, but he certainly knows what is expected when you pull on the blue shirt. He is delivered as spectacularly as anybody. Winall. Fletcher. Asked a lot of Isgrove. You think Isgrove possibly making him aware of that fact?
It's a shame because it's a wonderful movement there. Once Winall comes deep to get the ball, it allows Hamill to find a little patch of space out here on the left-hand side. Not quite found him in these opening minutes in the second half.
Fletcher. Brownhill was in determinedly. Isgrove, Winall trying to make his presence felt. Gregory will joust for this one. Tony Craig. Over Gregory's head. Threatened to run for Morrison, but Mawson stepped in. The man who suffered Wembley heartache last season in League Two with Wycombe. As Winall stretching. Here is Beavers.
It was such a wonderful first half that within the first 10 minutes of the second. There is perhaps a both collective, not necessarily an intake of breath, but sizing each other up and wondering how this next 30 or so minutes is going to go.
Look of bewilderment on Aidan O'Brien's face. Beavers to belt it. Gregory not to give it up. Winall's the target this time, and he got the better of Beavers. Here's Isgrove, Winall, Hamill. Know which way he wants to go, or maybe he can go the other way and succeed, but Carlos Edwards sticking with him.
Really good defending by Carlos Edwards. Knows he has to get as close as possible to Adam Hamill. Too close to the 18-yard box to come back inside on his right, so he elects to go down the left-hand side. Distance is absolutely spot on from Edwards.
Well, by some distance, the old warhorse out there at 37. Oh, and Archer was pinned, and could it be costly? Well, it'll come back out to Hamill. Trying something cute, but it carried to the goalkeeper, but he was in desperate trouble at that previous delivery. And what concerns there were abate pretty quickly there for Barnsley.
Done that on many occasions in this game, Adam Davies, so far. Been on his toes, ready to come out and play the sweeper role that we come to expect more and more of a goalkeeper, to stay rooted on his 6-yard line and expect his defenders just to mop everything up. He's come out, he's claimed, he's been very decisive.
Fletcher, Isgrove. Mark Roberts. A few famous faces following their clubs here today, and David Hay certainly hoping Millwall can at least punch their weight today.
Whether the shades in the hood make you more incognito or
more menacing, I don't know. Well, Barnsley certainly living up to their part, the cloth caps, as they were here last month, very much in evidence. Memorable day in the Johnston's Paint Trophy final. They won their first cup final in 104 years. Oh, Abdu, Gregory's after it, and it's not quite fallen his way. Oh, my goodness, there are some sighs of relief amongst those wearing red.
Relief on both here, because this is quite obviously a foul on the edge of the box. And just to worm its way through. Again, Adam Davies are very quick to get out to quell Neil Harris's men.
Beavers hoping to see Fletcher's threat away. Well, it's been a little underplayed, Lee Gregory, because we've been so used to seeing him come in and produce the goods, haven't we? But he's not long had a stomach operation, and we're sort of monitoring him on a day-by-day basis. A remarkable feat that he's been able to play such an important part in this playoff campaign.
It's testament to the way he's approached his game. Obviously, he's been so prolific this season, and as we said earlier, down the mental side of the game, what you think you can achieve, what you think you can play through, I'm sure that comes into it. If the player's having a not-so-good season, perhaps he thinks, well, I'll write it off and try again next year, but obviously, kind of heart and desire to get into this game in the playoffs.
Horahan. Winall's after it. Beavers attending to the situation at the expense of a corner.
It's a fine option that he gives his midfielder, Sam Winnall, running in that channel. Just a little look there, Ashley Fletcher wasn't exactly breaking his neck to get in the box. Maybe suggestion, is he feeling a bit of tiredness? Did a lot of running in that first half, a lot of manoeuvring of the Millwall back four. Maybe that's catching up with him.
Offering the short option. Hamill. Just hanging it up there, and there are some good targets. Roberts and Winnall, the gathered ranks at the back post. Just had a word for Josh Scowen there, who he's been absolutely delighted with in his time standing in at right back. Aidan O'Brien. Change out of Scowen, who was so impressive in the semi-final.
Just a slight nod to the fact that perhaps it has getting towards evening up. We saw some vast differences at the start of the first half in possession, but fairly even.
Jimmy Abdu. Ferguson, O'Brien. O'Brien again. Here's Beavers. Roberts is there. Winnall. Really well. Finds Conor Horahan. Now Hamill. Position where he picked it up back in April in the Johnson Spain Trophy final. Dances away from two. Finds Winnall. Horahan. Out to Lloyd Isgrove. Hamill. Space has opened up again, but a different end result.
What the intent from Adam Hamill, constantly on the move, so just stay rigidly to this left-hand side of the pitch. They're not really bombing forward though, Barnsley. When he did get the ball, there was only really Ashley Fletcher there for support.
That's Cannon kindly for O'Brien here. Maybe just peeling off the shoulder of the Barnsley back line. Taylor. Thompson. Just presenting it to Williams. Fletcher. Josh Scowen now for Barnsley. Fletcher again. Ferguson. Gregory. Certainly felt that one. Sold power from Halifax. Roberts getting a booking.
Let's get as close as possible here, Mark Roberts. Good touch from Lee Gregory, but completely wiped out by the Barnsley centre-half. Instant recognition, though, from Roberts to understand the foul and the booking.
But now they have to have instant recognition of what a threat this situation poses to them. Taylor. Ready to deliver. Maybe Mark Beavers can make the most of it again.
It's understandable, Neil Harris, there. They've got real size to aim for, the likes of Morrison and Beavers, and the quality there has got to be spot on from Chris Taylor.
It's just very straightforward with the amount of air on it for the goalkeeper. Not too much air on that for Lloyd Isgrove, who couldn't quite grow enough there. Fine season, though, isn't it? Hasn't it been for Lloyd Isgrove? International debut for Wales, to go with already one trophy and the prospect of promotion to the Championship just half an hour away. Hickenbottom just urging them to slow down a little, take their time. Winnall in the thick of it, but Archer emerges the victor. could be a useful one, but we'll win all with the thumbs up.
That's exactly where he wants it, Sam Winnall, and almost a wonderful ball in from Conor Horan. I think the tempo has dropped in this last 5 or 10 minutes in this second half. Both teams wanting to get as much from the game as possible. Barnsley hopefully to preserve the lead, and Millwall hoping to get back into the game, but really creating too many clear-cut chances.
Sam Winnall's had a superlative season. I have to go back to the mid-70s to find a Barnsley player scoring more goals than he has this season in the campaign. Brian Joycey back in 76-77. He's certainly attracted plenty of attention. It was Leeds who were after him in the winter window.
I think there's many admiring glances cast across the Barnsley team. Talk about Sam Winnall, but Conor Horan, the way he's carried himself and works his team through this season. Adam Hamill, obviously.
Here's O'Brien, and here's Morrison. Well, Davis had to watch himself. Gregory's in there. O'Brien's battling for it. Jimmy Abdu. Oh, the stage was set, and there's O'Brien. And there's relief.
There's collective relief all around here for Barnsley. It's a wonderful break by Millwall, and Morrison here. So many a player look for the contact to go down there. Does exactly the right thing, Morrison, at the byline, standing the ball up. And it takes him an age, Barnsley, to really clear this up.
Beavers. Edwards. Morrison. Abdu, now O'Brien. Morrison again. Emotions running high.
He's come more to the game, Steve Morrison. Knows exactly what he wants from Jimmy Abdu. He wants the angle, he wants him to push further on. As I said, a huge totem of a player for Millwall and trying to work his team back into contention.
Maybe a touch of a late developer. He couldn't get into his school team as an outfield player, had to go in goal. O'Brien has taken that out of play. I suggested this might be the story of the season, whatever the outcome. Tomorrow's League Two playoff final, Wimbledon, the Phoenix Club against Plymouth Argyle, who almost went out of business not that long ago. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock, Sky Sports 1 for that. Thompson in there, but Hamill charged it down. Forward by Beavers. That's Roberts. Tony Craig. Abdu. O'Brien. Abdu in there again, ratting. Taylor. And a handoff on Brownhill by Jimmy Abdu. The reason for the free kick.
Straight from Jimmy Abdu, just in the centre of the pitch. Big push, is it? There's a lean on him. Push Brownhill, but we look at the clock, 68 minutes gone, and it's amazing how sometimes within a football match, Neil Harris is looking at David Livermore here. You don't want those seconds to tick away, those minutes to tick away. You think 22 minutes is a long time left in a football game, but it's amazing as a player when you get stuck into the game and lost in the game that suddenly the clock's ticked by, it's 90+ minutes. And suddenly what seemed like a hell of a long time to salvage a game has just flown by.
I can imagine the clock ticks round rather slowly if you're leading. Hamill. Up against Edwards. Isgrove making that little dart into the penalty area. He might yet get there. And Ferguson had to be alive and alert.
He either took his time here, Shane Ferguson. I knew exactly what he wanted to do and retain his composure. Well, he's got to look at it very carefully, though. You get that wrong, it's in the back of your own goal.
No stranger to playing the left-back role, which he's done for club and country countless times, as Paul Heckingbottom used to do in his playing career. It's all getting a touch unnecessary.
That wasn't exactly right here, just to calm it down. Inevitably, in about 3 seconds' time, it's going to happen all again once the ball comes in, but he does right, takes charge of the situation.
In the London congestion zone on the edge of that penalty area. The whistle going. I suspect he might have been able to take his pick, Conor Horan in particular, the aggrieved party.
Conor Horan just making the point here that sometimes in these situations it almost seems like the referee's mind is made up. You see too much in that.
It is often the safest call, isn't it, to give a free kick to the defending team? Not that I'm suggesting that was the case there, but it is. Here's Edwards. Thompson. Tony Craig. And will they go away feeling maybe that they haven't done enough? They've got 20 minutes or so to change that. O'Brien scampering after it. Tension abounding, I'm sure, at that end as the clock ticks on. And for those at the top table too, Maurice Watkins, the Barnsley chairman, he has experience of playing at Wembley, would you believe? They got plenty. And amongst the Oakwell ranks, 3 times for Manchester United's staff teams while he was a director there. It's been a long build-up to this game.
It's frankly amazing what you managed to find that down.
Here's Scowen. Isgrove. Scowen again. Winnall to fight. And Edwards to bring it away. Abdu. Horan clipped by Abdu.
And a running battle between these two as the second half has progressed. Conor Horan and Jimmy Abdu.
Cork against Comoros. Hamill poised. Threateningly, and off a Millwall head.
Really, really good ball in by Adam Hamill, not just accurate, but pacey.
Hitting that far post area, and there's always the opportunity it might creep in that situation.
Absolutely, it's not about necessarily picking a specific player out, it's about hitting a place on the pitch.
One Archer's in trouble, and it's Isgrove, of all people, who pops up with a header. What a time and place to get your first goal for your club. And it could be the one that means oh so much.
And a match so delicately balanced, this could be the tipping point. Lloyd Isgrove, the smallest man on the pitch, manages to find a yard of space right in front of Archer, who's got no chance. He's in no man's land looking for the ball. He's got to really come and take that. It's good movement coming away off the line by Lloyd Isgrove. Of all the people that Paul Heckingbottom was presuming would score with a headed goal for the day, Don't think he'd have been top of the list.
I have a feeling that was the first thing that came to his mind there. He can scarcely believe it. And he'll feel that a wrong has been righted there, because he saw a goal wrongly chalked off in the first leg of the semi-final against Walsall for offside. And his colleagues felt so desperately for him that luck had turned against him. Well, my goodness, hasn't it gone full circle here?
There's a tangible shift in mood within Wembley. It was a game where you kind of felt the tension had creeped into both sets of fans, to both sets of players.
Well, Fred Onyedinma, one of the youngsters through the Millwall ranks, replaces another in Ben Thompson. Generally plays wide, could play up top if necessary. Still a teenager, but he's attracted attention from the great and good. Manchester City, Arsenal amongst those who've been keeping tabs upon him. And Taylor's in there, Davis. Having a couple of bites, but calmness personified.
It's potentially 15 minutes of game management for Barnsley. For Millwall, it's getting everything forward, not necessarily just willy-nilly, but really kind of chasing this game. He had a mountain to climb at 2-1, but now it being 3. You can see Neil Harris urging his team on, David Livermore urging his team on. Absolutely nothing to lose to get forward and just get something, get a foothold back in this game.
Hamill. Over Fletcher's head, the realisation came early that he wasn't going to make a great deal of that. It's only the second goal of Isgrove's senior career. He did manage one during his time at Peterborough on loan.
Sometimes perhaps there's a presumption that what you're not expecting from a player, then hopefully he follows the pattern and goes kind of the way you presume it would to go. As I said, he offers a lot of things to the team, but an aerial threat, not really top of Lloyd Isgrove's remit within this Barnsley team, but in the right place at the right time.
Movement and timing. Here's Taylor. We are in sort of Gillingham, Manchester City territory now, aren't we? We mentioned that a little earlier. Indeed, I might have got it the wrong way round for some reason, but Manchester City with that late comeback courtesy of Paul Dickoff back in '99. And they saw it through on penalties. Millwall need to produce something very similar to that now. And Onyedinma, the young man, looking to get them moving in the right direction. Goal kick. Double kiss there. Up goes Winner. Edwards. Archer. Oh, and Isgrove's going to pick up the pieces here. Hamill wants it at the back of the box. Could Edwards prevent the corner? He did. He'll be the toast of South Yorkshire. going. Well, Winnall hoping to get in there. Archer got there first and battered away by Beavers.
Really well there, Jordan Archie. Decision to make to come out and try and claim the ball against Sam Winnall.
Outstanding season he's had. He's had to see off an established international goalkeeper in David Ford to claim that jersey. Fletcher. And here's Beavers again for Millwall. Oh, that's loose by Craig. I wonder how much he has left in the tank. Here's Barnsley's way. Well, Ivan Toney making an entrance. Ashley Fletcher, who made such a magnificent start to the game, departing.
You feel like he ran out a bit of steam, Ashley Fletcher, but what a way to start. Grasping the initiative for his team, a very, very coolly taken finish.
And Manchester United doubtless delighted to see one of their young bucks excelling on the Wembley stage again. Ivan Toney, he's been borrowed from Newcastle United, second spell with them this season. A season of contrast, really, because he's had some injury troubles, but he's also had a sprinkling of Premier League football.
As we saw as well in the JPT, Dan, the fact that he's come on the pitch is not necessarily shutting the game down because he offers such a threat going forward. There's always the chance that he could nick a goal, really kill this game off.
Well, Millwall are going to make a change very shortly. Sean Williams is going to replace Carlos Edwards here. Williams, a cultured figure in the midfield, but he's lost his place as time has knocked on this season. Can play in the back line. Interesting delivery. Oh, Winnall. Great opportunity for him to grab some personal glory.
Well, it's not only interesting, Dan, but it's absolutely fantastic. This has quite obviously been worked on. That is a quality corner into such a dangerous area. Perhaps a slight bounce makes it a little bit tricky for Winnall, but very, very well worked.
Well, we saw him try something similar in the first half. It didn't quite come to fruition. It's obviously a bit of extra work they've been doing. That's Williams, who with that left foot does have quality. Gregory had to stretch to keep it in, but he was not to give it up, and neither were Millwall. But of all the blue shirts that arrived, no one got on the end of it. Onyedinma. Craig. Lloyd Isgrove for Barnsley. Conor Horahan. Hamill, Isgrove down on the far side. There's been some meaty challenges that have gone in the last couple of minutes. Hamill again. Still he goes on here, Hamill. Isgrove out for the count at the moment. Morrison. Ferguson's after it. Morrison again. O'Brien. Goal kick.
A wonderfully driven ball in from Steve Morrison. The ironic thing, this is the kind of service that Morrison thrives off. Not seen anywhere near enough for this into him today.
Well, this is a story. Lloyd Isgrove, the man who has got the goal, which may have propelled Barnsley to promotion, departs. This is how he did it.
Lovely movement from Isgrove. Disappointing from Millwall's point of view that he wasn't picked up. Maybe not seen as a threat. Finished it with aplomb.
But he did look well and truly finished when he was a moment ago, and Marley Watkins thought his season was because of a broken jaw. Back in the squad for the first time after that injury today. Gregory, O'Brien, and Taylor, and Davis is there as he has been when he's needed to be. Might be a critical save. Hamill, Fred Onyedinma with those fresher legs. That's Roberts. Sean Williams. Ferguson. Abdu. Beavers. Williams going in at centre-back while Craig takes the right-back station. Neither out of their comfort zone in those positions. There's good tenacity by Taylor. Onyedinma. George Williams there. Tony Craig. Got to get a foothold. Roberts on the end of it. Horan. And he has support. And this is Marley Watkins. Trying to get away from Beavers. Not an easy task. Referee has no interest in that. Watkins certainly felt he was done an injustice there. Brownhill. Watkins again. He's got away from Beavers well and truly. Three waiting. Winnall is there. Tony. Winnall continues to wait.
Ramping up the pressure here. Marley Watkins, great drive into the box. There's a clip of the heels there. Quite obviously stops Marley Watkins in his wake, sending him to the ground.
You can see why there were the complaints.
Absolutely.
To say the least. Here's Taylor. Horan.
That.
Marley Watkins again, born in Millwall territory, I suppose, in Lewisham. Grew up in South Wales. Brownhill. Oh, and where's that going to drop? Will it drop for Hamill? He's in the mood to take the mickey.
He has got the ability, Adam Hamill. It's always been the application that's been the big question mark.
Tony. Scott. Ferguson. Marley Watkins, Scowen, and again. Oh, here's Tony. Mike Cannon Hamill's way. There's Sean Williams with the block to spare them from further punishment. Scowen. Brownhill. Horan. Tony. Winnall. Tony. Craig. No hanging about now. It's miracle time. O'Brien. Has he got the assistance he needs? And Williams wants it. Morrison back post. And Morrison's up.
That was relatively straightforward for Adam Davies, but this was a fantastic save. It would have set up the proverbial grandstand finish if Chris Taylor had finished there. Very good shot stopper. Stays as big as possible, Davies, and palms it away.
Winnall. Williams scrapping. And turning from combat to culture. Get that left foot up towards Gregory, who's offside. Well, is it a question of how long Millwall's agony will continue? 4 minutes.
I think it's a Millwall team that we've seen that has been competitive within this game, but the real moments of quality, the real match-winning minutes in the game have very definitely been Barnsley's.
Well, I know the Barnsley supporters possibly didn't shed too many tears for Sheffield Wednesday yesterday, although Paul Heckingbottom will have done, having won promotion through the playoffs with them. But there is some consolation for that neck of the woods, if you like, here today, barring something extraordinary in the next 3 minutes. Marley Watkins. Morrison. Looking for O'Brien here. And can he get the better of Williams? To take the longer road. Morrison. Oh, it might open up for him yet, but Brownhill is there for Barnsley. Now Tony. But Jimmy Abdo. It's Tony Craig's ball out here to Taylor. Williams sticking to his task very well. Fraction out of his comfort zone at left back, but only a fraction, you wouldn't know it. Taylor's ball in. Tony hoping to dispatch it, but couldn't. Abdu, great challenge by Hanahan. Winnall's a mile offside.
Shame for Winnall there, he wants the ball early, but he can hold his run. He's got plenty of time, plenty of space to be able to retract himself and allow Ivan Toney to pick him out.
Oh, almost reached Gregory. Will now. Ferguson. Well, this has to produce something. But the safe hands of Davis in evidence again. And well deserving the congratulations from his captain and all the Barnsley followers.
Such a very, very confident, decisive piece of goalkeeping. Real pressure there from Williams. An example of his game all the way through this final, and Davies been a rock at the back of the Barnsley defence.
As a child, he certainly dreamed of using his hands at Wembley. He was a big rugby league fan growing up from Warrington. Played the game very well too. Not Millwall's day, but they will do well to remember what happened in 2009 when they lost here to Scunthorpe. They came back the next year and got it right next time. Here's Tony. Tony Craig getting there vitally. Well, you can understand how he's feeling it in every sense.
And the frustration too. It's very, very full-blooded challenge from both players. It's not been that type of game, there's not been that nasty edge to it. There's been some fantastic tackles gone flying in, but both players are absolutely within the rights to go for the ball.
They're going to have to rename this place. It's not Wembley, it's Oakwell South. A double triumph for Paul Heckingbottom. And delight for those who have travelled once again down from Yorkshire. Well, Lloyd Isgrove in the most unlikely fashion, sealing promotion, popping up at that near post with a headed goal of all things. And it's a double that is rarely done. You have to go back to 1998 for the last time a team coupled the Football League trophy with playoff promotion. Millwall, well, beaten at Wembley again. It's that familiar feeling of pain, but could they, as in 2010, come back the following year and win promotion? They've given everything. They've had a tremendous campaign, a tremendous turnaround from mid-table mediocrity to automatic promotion contenders in the closing weeks of the season. But Barnsley's rise from the relegation zone to the top of the mountain, one of the most remarkable in recent history.
Absolutely fantastic. Commiserations first and foremost to Millwall, but we talk about momentum, we talk about a team that's really on top of its game. This Barnsley team has been exactly that this year, really gained some real emphasis to the season. There's the JPT, then get crashed in the playoffs, then playing through it confidently, competently, prolifically, well-deserving winners.
And let's hear from the men who made it happen with David Craig.
Adam, Lloyd, congratulations. Adam, describe that moment.
Wow, listen, it's unbelievable feeling. We've worked so hard to get from where we did in November. You know, sacrificed a lot, worked our socks off, and to a man, we've been outstanding, and you know, it tops the JPT, absolutely fully deserved.
Lloyd, is that the perfect way to get your first goal for Barnsley?
Yeah, of course it is. There's no better way to top such a great season. Took my time, but I got the goal in the end, and his strike got us going, and it was unbelievable. So yeah, we're delighted.
How important was Ash's strike so early in the game?
Yeah, definitely. It settled us down, settled the nerves and stuff that we may have had at the start, and then as soon as we started moving the ball, we never looked like losing, really.
Adam, tell us about your goal, because the goal that you scored last time here at Wembley, Barnsley fans voted their goal of the season. Do you think there may be a rethink after that?
Yeah, most definitely. I was a little bit disappointed when Mo Diarmy's was better than mine yesterday, so I thought I've got to top it. And I'm made up for all the players, the staff, they fully deserve it, but this little man as well, he's worked his soul off and fully deserved his goal. I can't wait to see his dance moves tonight.
What about the gaffer as well, because he's bonded this youth and experience together. Here he is, he's joining us. He's going to pay tribute to you now, so choose your words carefully.
Listen, Ecky's come in when Lee left, and he's took over the reins. He's added a few little things, a few tweaks, worked on what he's wanted to do, and listen, he's done absolutely unbelievable. 2 trips to Wembley, 2 victories. I think the chairman will be getting a contract out tonight for him, hopefully.
Paul, is that the end of the caretaker tag? Come on, let's cut to the quick.
Oh no, we'll have to see, won't we? I said I'd wait until after the season. You know what I mean? These boys, a lot of these boys have got future in deciding. We're demanding that, you know, you pay utmost respect to the competitions we're in and give it everything to the end of the season. I've done the same, so now we can speak about them.
You're a coach and a manager who's got a lot of time for young players. Just how proud of them and what they've done are you?
Couldn't be any prouder, yeah. Every single thing we've asked them to do throughout the season, they've tried to do it. And while ever anyone's doing that for you, you'll go to war with them. Do you know what I mean? And that's what these boys have done. Not for me and Tommy, but for themselves as well. So they deserve every little bit of the celebrations they're going to have.
And Adam, to get the chance to come from a big club like Southampton, as Ash has done from Man United, and play on occasions like this, is this the best way for young players to develop?
Yeah, definitely. I needed games when I come here, and that's what I've done. So I'm absolutely delighted with my season overall. And I'm just happy for the fans and the club. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
We'll go and enjoy the celebrations. But first of all, Adam, you are the Sky Bet man of the match.
Can I just say, Rimmer, we've done it again for you. And little Alfie, get well soon, mate. Get in! Come on!
He's delivered at Wembley yet again, like he did in the Johnson's Paint Trophy final 56 days ago. And on from that, he scores another brilliant goal. This one even better, sensational. And it has put this ever-increasing smile on the faces of the Barnsley fans, who are going to absolutely love this stadium because it's 2 successes here. But this one, the most important of all, because they are heading back to the Championship. Simon Grayson, Peter Beagrie alongside me. Simon, how have they done it?
They've done well as a team. I think they've got individuals who can win matches, as you seem to do with Adam, but collectively they all know what they're doing. They all stuck to the game plan that Paul asked them to do it. And overall, I thought they were the better team. They got when the chances came along, they took them. But it was a lot of teamwork with the individual brilliance that they've got within the framework of the team.
Did that Wembley experience of last month really come to the fore today, Peter?
I think so. We talked about in the beginning, you know, it's sort of business as usual. They'd been here once before, they'd performed on a big stage and they flourished again. I think they got closer to their best game, which is important on the big occasion, both from an individual point of view and from a team point of view.
How will Millwall reflect on their performance today?
Well, I think they can be very proud, first and foremost, that they've got to the final. Yeah, they won't be... they'll be down at as much moment in time, but they did what they were required to do. I think Neil will be a little bit disappointed that they didn't create as many chances as they'd like to do, but ultimately they've done ever so well to get here. They'll make them stronger. If you're losing a playoff final, then your first words to them is let's go one stage better next year.
Do you see them doing that like they did in 2009?
It's a possibility, yeah. There'll be lots of talk about maybe Gregory going somewhere else, but they'll try and keep the best players, add to the squad that they've already got, and have the motivation of losing today for next year to try and go back to the Championship.
Well, Peter, what an incredible story for these fans. I mean, they're looking at the table in early December, December the 11th. They're rock bottom of League One. Now they're heading to the Championship at the end of the season. As 2016s go, as second halves of the season go, it's been nothing short of remarkable.
Well, miraculous, really. You know, when you look at where they were and where they've got to now, I mean, incredible. And it's not just ability, it's hard work and organisation as well. They play with a fluency, but that's from, you know, a back four that's really, really rigid, really, really solid. And everybody has roles and responsibilities in the team, particularly in the centre of the pitch, that allow the other guys more freedom to go and play, and that's what they did today. They went and played, expressed themselves, and come out on top.
Right, let's get some more reaction with David Craig.
Well done.
Connor, many congratulations. A second time up those steps. How's it feel?
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. To put into words, it's hard, you know, bottom of the table in December, and all of a sudden we've achieved the best thing you can do in League One and League Two, and that's the double, you know, the JPT. And walking up these steps again now for promotion, it's special.
You got off to the best possible start, got a 2-goal lead. Then how hard did you have to dig in when they got back into the game?
Yeah, they came back into the game well, to be fair to them. You know, they put us under pressure with long balls into the box. But, you know, we stood strong, got a crucial goal in the second half, and I thought we saw it out well.
And what is this special spirit that Barnsley have, this connection between youth and experience?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Where it's come from, there's no recipe to it really. It's just hard work paying off. Credit for everyone for pulling in the right direction, and it's amazing what you can achieve when everyone pulls in the right direction. You know, it's a special time at the minute, and it's something we're going to enjoy.
Well, I think you know the way. Go and enjoy it.
Thank you.
There has been a lot of hard work, but Simon, it's been more than just that, hasn't it? They've got some real talent in this side.
Oh, they certainly have. They've got some match winners, as we've said. Isgrove on the right, Hamill on the left. Two midfield players are very sort of comfortable on the ball. Defensively look very solid and a threat with Fletcher and Winnell. So, yeah, they've certainly deserved today. But for what Paul's achieved since January time is remarkable.
So this is a walk they've been getting used to. 56 days on, they are heading up the Wembley steps once again, but this time it's even more significant than that Johnstone's Paint Trophy win. Let's rejoin David Prutton and Daniel Mann.
Yes, thank you, Simon. As David Craig rightly pointed out, he knows the way. Does Conor Horahan, those Irish eyes smiling again. Huge influence on this team. He's attracted admirers from elsewhere. Former Sunderland and Ipswich man, a midfield player that Roy Keane admired, and that should tell you a great deal. Signed him twice. Lloyd Isgrove, I think, possibly still shaking his head in disbelief that he's managed to score a headed goal at Wembley, of all places. Well, there is a blend of youth and experience, but the accent is certainly on youth. Adam Hamill, the elder statesman in the squad today at 28. This team, if they can keep it together in the Championship, has a future of potential.
It's been absolutely fantastic. You talk about youth as well, Dan. Not only youth within the playing staff, but in the management staff as well. The energy that Paul Heckingbottom's got, the love for the club, separating the fan from the manager at the right times. But you can see it, every inch and ounce of him is a Barnsley player, manager, fan through and through. And as you say, as leaders go, Conor Hourihane, humble yet direct, led this team this season, and they've been absolutely fantastic.
Well, he's led the way. He'll be first to get his medal, but he'll have a little wait to get his hands on the thing he wants. Patrick Cryne, the owner there. A picture of delight. Ben Mansford as well there, the chief executive with and embrace the finance man's dream, of course, isn't it, to go up in the playoffs and win the Johnston's Paint Trophy in the same season. It's not necessarily put the accent on the money, but it's worth about £6 million to them. Paul Heckingbottom has come in and taken this team on to another level. Davis getting well-deserved plaudits. Lewin Nyatanga watching brief from the bench today. Well, in the cold December rain, this really did seem the most distant of prospects. But it is the miracle of Barnsley. To the championship they go, with 2 pieces of silverware in the cabinet. It was a disappointing day for South Yorkshire yesterday, but Paul Heckingbottom and his charges have produced something truly special. Commiserations to Millwall, but Barnsley are back, and the championship is glad to have them.
Well, wherever you look across the Football League and, of course, for the Premier League as well, with what Leicester done, there's been some tremendous stories this season, and you have to say, this is right up there as well. A phenomenal second half of the season has seen 2 appearances here at Wembley Stadium, and it's Barnsley celebrating after 2 years away a return to the Sky Bet Championship. Neil Harris looking on, it's playoff agony for him today, but you sense with everything that he's done with that side this season, they will be back, whether it's via the playoffs or automatically. We will find out, of course, next season as Maurice Watkins looks on with a understandably large smile right across his face. And the drama continues tomorrow. The final act then of this Football League season is, of course, the League Two playoff final. AFC Wimbledon making that short trip across London here to Wembley, taking on Plymouth. We're underway 2 o'clock on Sky Sports 1. Well, it is a big night of boxing. Live from Goodison Park, it is the WBC Cruiserweight title on the line. Tony Bellew against Alunga Makubu from 6 p.m. Sky Sports 1. Over now on Sky Sports 2. Sri Lanka in a huge hole yet again against England in the second test. That continues from Chester Street. From 5:10 today, Sky Sports 3 is the Rugby League Summer Bash, Halifax against Featherstone. And right now over on Sky Sports 5, it is the IPL final, the Royal Challengers Bangalore against Sunrisers Hyderabad. So the trophy's been lifted. We'll have more reaction with Simon and Peter to come in a short while. We'll also hear from some of the other key men who've been involved in today. But it has been brilliant from Barnsley once again as they end a truly stunning season. These scenes, Barnsley on the Wembley turf once again celebrating with some, well, we've been observing some terrific dancing, champagne as you'd expect going everywhere. Look at this though, they are cranking it up big time, and Simon Grayson is a man who was here a year ago doing the same thing. These moments you just have to savour.
You certainly do. They don't come along that often, and Barnsley have been very fortunate they've done it twice this year, so enjoy it. They've worked so hard all season to get to a precious moment like this, and you've just got to make sure that you treasure every last little bit of it.
Hey, Paul Heckingbottom, in you come. You're absolutely, he's bringing in champagne. Smells like a brewery, but on a day like this, you do not care. You've had a little bit more time to reflect on this. Sum up your emotions right now.
Right now it's pride, excitement, really buzzing for the players and the fans. And you know what, the best bit about everything I've been doing is when I see the players celebrating with the fans like this, that's been the biggest kick I've had so far.
You may struggle to hear us, we're struggling to hear you, but let's just look back at how well you started. You were in front with inside 2 minutes. Did you expect to start quite as well as you did?
Not expect, but we hoped. We're trying as best to have a really quick, positive start. We knew Millwall would be trying the same. We're at his best when we play at that tempo anyway. So you can say the first goal, we spoke about Sam Winnell's threat in the air. I think Webster being out probably helped us a little bit. And we spoke about Fletcher's playing on the shoulder, and literally we spoke about that about 5 minutes previous. So it was great to see it happen. It's great for Fletch.
Have you had a chance to look at this once again from Adam Hamill? We talked about the big players turning up at the big stage. He loves it here, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And a lot of people and a lot of teams try and stop Adam coming inside, which is the right thing to do, but he is a good player. And once he's running with the ball, he's very difficult to stop simply because you keep him down the line, so he will go down the line and cross with his left.
And Chaz, we saw Mo Diarmi down this end yesterday doing it for Hull. How does that one compare?
That's a massive goal. You know he's got that quality, don't you? You can do that day in and day out. But to do it in a Wembley occasion is fantastic. You're making this managerial job look so easy. 2 visits to Wembley and 2 victories.
No, it's the players, and it's right to that with Adam. He comes to the part of big occasions, scores spectacular goals, but he stays in the team because of his hard work.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He's always had the ability, hasn't he?
Exactly, yeah, he's probably not renowned for that, but he puts the biggest shift in, just like all the other boys.
Nice. Coming into the game, was that where you thought on a big pitch like this you might have the edge over Millwall in the wide areas?
Yeah, well, we knew we'd have to compete. We knew they'd try and match our energy, so it was going to be a competitive game. But we spoke about really passing the ball quickly and brightly, and then we get the ball to our wide players 1v1, do you know what I mean? And that's what we're trying to do. I thought we started well, but then the last 20 minutes of the first half, Millwall got on top of us. I thought we stopped passing the ball.
And they got on top, and a Barnsley boy in Mark Beavers gets the goal. What was going through your mind at this point? Because as you rightly said, the momentum was shifting, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought there was 2 fouls, or I probably can't see. I thought there was a block, and Alfie Mawson the first one, and then maybe not now when I say again.
We said what a great ball that was.
It's a shank assist, isn't it?
Yeah, we said as well that Millwall would have the threat with the physicality. The loss of Webster, but Beavers was always going to be a danger at set pieces.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the first chance from the first free kick, we spoke about not giving free kicks away.
But it is great. Well, the shortest man on the field, up he goes.
But do you know what? The amount of people has been speaking this week about is he scoring? Because he deserves it. He's one of the most popular members of the club.
But not with a header, I bet.
Have you seen him jump? He jumps about 5 feet high.
How does this compare to 56 days ago?
Yeah, this is bigger.
Yeah.
We know that. The players know that. Everyone at the club knows that. Supporters know that. So, yeah, you'll see tonight, like the party and everything that comes with it. It'll be that much bigger and that much more better.
And some of the supporters looking across here at you. When are you signing this contract? Surely now it's the job on a permanent basis, isn't it? When's this all going to be sorted out?
Yeah, well, just me and the players exactly the same. We've got players whose future's undecided, and we're sort of demanding from them, put that to one side. We've got bigger things to focus on. So I did exactly the same. Told the club that we'd speak after the games, and now we can.
Do you want in our job permanently? Surely you do.
Yeah, everyone in the stadium knows I'm a Barnsley lad and a Barnsley fan, so you know what I mean? People stopped asking me because it just...
And now you're negotiating as a championship manager, not a League One manager.
That salary's just doubled overnight.
I've just been walking around, said to every one of them, championship player, because, you know, we didn't hide away from it. We wanted to put it in the mind. That's what you're playing for.
Definitely. How did this come here and do the work, don't you? You've got to come and enjoy it, but ultimately be the winners, and your players have certainly done that today.
How did this compare to winning it as a player?
I forgot about that. That seems, you know, distant past, long ago, and this is what it's all about now. I've been telling them how good it's going to be, though, so I'm expecting good things from them tonight.
Before we let you go, what are the plans this evening?
Being with that bunch. My family's shooting straight off there on holiday, so I'm going to join them in a couple of days, but for the next couple of days I'm going to be with them.
We appreciate your time. Go and enjoy it with them, Paul. Thanks ever so much.
Well done, Paul.
To Mike Tony here. I mean, he's been brilliant, hasn't he? How's he done the job he has since he took over?
Well, it's a remarkable story that he's come in when they were near the bottom of the division and ended up now at Championship Football Club. And what he's done is he's got the players to work extremely hard. It sounds like they're an honest bunch of players who want to improve on a daily basis. He's a coach at heart who wants to improve them all the time. But ultimately, as well, he's got the best out of them. And it's, as I said earlier, he's now got 2 Wembley appearances, 2 victories.
Well, Simon, it's common sense, isn't it? Do you know, there's no ego, there's none of that. It's just sense and sensibility. He hasn't changed much at all, but he's given them what I think a refreshing attitude. It helps when you start winning games.
It does.
Turn the corner, that momentum that Simon talked about, but he hasn't changed that much.
And what also helps is when your match winners that we discussed in the build-up programme, they turn up as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think you looked at the game yesterday, Sheffield Wednesday's big players didn't really play to the capabilities. Today, Barnsley had that with Isgrove and Hamill and Houlihan in midfield. The key players from Barnsley turned up today, and that's a massive thing for a manager when your players do that.
How do you think they'll go next season?
Well, they need massive. So the Championship is a different beast altogether. They're a little bit lightweight for that, but let's bask in the glory of outbelieving this. I mean, the club's now a Championship club.
I think what they've got to do is enjoy tonight, but then just carry the momentum forward like we did last year, and have no expectancy level and just see where it takes you next year. I think that will be the ultimate ambition, to stay in the division, but at the moment, enjoy it.
If you could pick one word to sum up Barnsley's season, what would it be?
Remarkable.
A good word to finish on. Peter, thanks for your company. Simon, been great seeing you as well. Enjoy your summer. By the way, in terms of our Sky Bet Memories competition, if your name's John Moore, you are the big winner this afternoon. Not just a winner in the playoff final, but the winner of this terrific competition. John, many congratulations to you. Enjoy 2 season tickets for next season amongst those as well. Right, let's look ahead to what is coming up on Sky Sports. Tomorrow we have the League 2 playoff final. This is going to be some game, a game dripping in stories. AFC Wimbledon making the short trip with the chance to join MK Dons in League 1 next season, but Plymouth, my goodness me, the season for them. 2 p.m. Sky Sports 1. But later this evening, attention from Wembley Stadium heads to Goodison Park. What a night this is going to be for Tony Bellew. It is the WBC Cruiserweight title, Ilunga Makabu he's up against. It gets underway, 6 p.m, Sky Sports 1. It is going to be some atmosphere. And it has been some season for Barnsley. Commiserations for Millwall, but at a place that has almost become a second home, 56 days after their JPT success on an even bigger stage, Barnsley delivered, and delivered big time.
To rename this place, it's not Wembley, it's Oakwell South. But it is the miracle of Barnsley.